Hey, I just decided to come on and give the live update. Let me see. Now I'm live. Let me turn on Do Not Disturb. Do Not Disturb. I figured I'd come on. I was gonna do this for paid subscribers. Then I was like, why am I doing it for paid subscribers? I might as well do it for everybody. It's just I'm here. I mean, if you want to come on and you want to join, great. If not, do not worry about it. I will probably be yelling at the dogs. I will probably be doing fun stuff. But let's see. Let me go and monetize it. YouTube. How do I get out of that? Let's see. Uh, YouTube Studio. Content. Live. On. Save. We're just going to do that. And we will go to, where is my, there it is. Here. Joe, what's up? What's up? I'm, we have about 20 minutes until the earnings come out, so I figured I'd hop on, um, and not necessarily, I mean, I'll share my screen here, but I know, little girl. I'm gonna, move this down. I want to, we're gonna put this up here. Um, Zoom in a little bit. Put that so that you can see the live. This is a 5 minute chart, and so I've got it going live now just to see. This is a 5 minute chart with that A plus setup. Back tested a day, you've made 1.4%. I mean, and I said get it under 950. We're at 950. You had the opportunity to get that. I didn't realize personally. I did not realize that um, I had. Uh, Let me see. View your channel. I did not realize that I have six-figure exposure to NVDA. I was kind of impressed with myself because it's done well, but I did not realize I had gotten that much. Um, so, but this 5 minute setup is perfect because it's done well. But yeah. I did not realize I had okay. Gotten that much. Okay. I was just making sure that you can hear me, but I did not realize that I had that much exposure. Now, a couple of things we can go over to Seeking Alpha and look. Um, I did write the newsletter and I was setting up the thing. The newsletter is out, it's free. Sign up if you want. But I was looking at this Grizzly research, and you can look at it. It's horrible. They have still not responded to Seeking Alpha, which is interesting, or they haven't updated this particular thing. Um, so, Elf Beat. Oh, sign in. Oh, dude. We're going to go to Savvy Trader. Sign in. Do, 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 do. Wow. Huge beat. Huge beat. And look at that crash. And snow, huge. uh Snow, great play. They beat by 94%. Again, I have, what, 5 figures of snow, and it's all below, I think average purchase price is like 180, but in after hours you're up 11. Let's see, after hours you're at 175. So if you take that back, okay, come on. You want to go under? There you go. If you take this back and we go to a strategy tester like the 4 hour and we just run that, I can kind of point out to you that Snowflake said buy at 150, and it's been a solid one ever since. And this sets this gap up to actually beat. So let me just shrink this a little. I don't have both. I'm gonna put this over here. Elf was good. Elf was, and the earnings hub says Elf, that Elf here 65% beat. I don't get this one, but something happened to it. I mean, if we go back to Elf, you can see the algorithm, the 4 hour algorithm got you out right before earnings on Elf. And in after hours, they are down 10% at 142. If we look at the weekly, I did say, hey, it's in this range. I you're on your downside on your weekly. Looks like it's going to probably get. I don't know what brought it down. So I honestly don't know what brought that down. I don't see that. I'm going to turn on the after hour stuff. We can get out of this. Uh, let's go to the 5 minute. Can you see all this? Yeah, you can see all this. But I am going to go back to this. I just like the strategy tester. Um, Run. And then Elf is down big. That's a big candle. I was talking about it. So GCT, and when I go over here, I said one of the things I posted in the Facebook group was I follow Steve Kress. And if you go over to Seeking Alpha and you look at GigaCloud right here, there's a bunch of comments today at the end of this, like, hey, this didn't, live up so well, blah, 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 the whole thing. There's a lot, again, I think I read these with a little grain of salt because there's some people who are for it, there's some people who are after it. What kind of caught my eye, and I didn't know this, and I didn't research this. I'm sorry. If you go to GCT on and you just look at those insider sales. Now, it's a good amount. I mean, these are the CEO that's selling a good amount. Now, part of the Grizzly thing today was that former employees were saying, "Hey, this is the way things are done," and it's shady. Um, so I don't know what to really think about GCT. Um, if we look at this, GCT. If we look at this, I mean, I pointed out to Steve Crest today, I said, hey, um, it's down almost 30% since you wrote that article, how good it was. So something's going on with it. Now, what's interesting, look at that volume. So I think from a weekly standpoint, you're looking at probably, 22, 23 being an absolute level of support. I don't think that's bad ad. I've unfortunately got about, five figures into this thing. That's decent. I'll go over it tomorrow. Part of my notes for tomorrow's podcast. Here's my note. Just so you guys really, I mean, I've been getting a lot of like private messages about GCT and complaining and stuff. Um, Oh, my portfolio, you have to realize my portfolio is Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Google, and then four or five ETFs, and that's almost 85% of my entire order. That's important because when I buy into some things, yes, they do well, but my portfolio is run by those holdings. Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, and then Google, and then four or five ETFs. So when I say, "Hey, I bought into this one," you guys have to, people have to realize I'm not basing, it's 1-2% of my portfolio. Snowflake is soaring. Um, I do have to write an email, but we'll wait for that. But this one shocked me. How much selling has been going on just in from March to May. Uh, that wait, Q1 2025 earnings. What the hell's up with this? That's what you want to see. They're updating stuff. This is messed up. So here's the data, 94%. That's crazy good. Crazy good. Let me put Snowflake. 4 minutes. 4 minutes until NVDA. And if you go to the A plus setup that I created, and I gave it out free, run. Um, oh wait, never mind. I don't want to get on that email because I don't want to give out people's email addresses here. I'm going to close that down. Snowflake's setting up a nice little base there. Let's go to NVIDIA. Because NVIDIA showed a buy here today at 9:39, and that's a 5 minute entry, so it's a good, supposedly a good entry. GCT, here's the thing. You go over to Seeking Alpha and you look at GCT, their earnings, and even Kramer said their earnings look really good. You go to their growth, 63% revenue growth year on year, um, EBITDA growth, 187%. That's crazy good. You go to their valuation, they're not overvalued. They are making money. I don't know why the PE is not in there, but they are making money, from what I understand, what I read. Earnings per share, 84 cents. Earnings per share actual, 66 cents. I mean, that's the latest earnings. So they're making money. You take a look at that, the actual stock, earnings per share, revenue estimates, all up. So, I don't get it. I don't get. I just don't get it. But we've got just a couple of minutes until NVIDIA. So, Chris or Joe, are you guys in the? Chris, you're playing NVDL, right? The long one. Ooh, Global Foundries 950 million dilution. Let's see. I bet Nvidia hits 1,000 after the earnings. I have a couple of notes, by the way, for tomorrow, just to give you guys. Starbucks gap fill. I read an article in Copper today, so I went to ChatGPT to find out how to invest in that. Moderna and Pfizer today just look crazy good. And just so you guys know, this is my UNH call. Do, do, do. Oh, ho, ho, ho. It's out. It's out and it dropped down to 913 and it's going to 1,000. It's out. Your NVDL is printing. Chris, kudos to you. It got killed there for literally 10 seconds. But there you go. We're at 980. It's going to 1,000. Wow. Wow. 993, 995. We're at all time highs now. We're hitting 1,000. Up, and it's coming back down to reality. Sellers are showing up. People are the algos are taking profit. Oh, look at that. CNBC's like behind. It dipped down to like 920. NVIDIA, they still haven't updated it here. We're at 989. Did we hit 1,000? We hit 997. So that 1,000 is becoming resistance again. Joe, if they announce a split, we're looking at 1,200. But so far, 997 is the high. It's 984. 950, under 950 was a great buy. What's ironic is 997 is only a 5% upside. They did beat estimates. Oh, you're in SOXL too. No split. No split so far, Joe. Oh, 10 for 1. Joe, you're right. 10 for 1, so it's going down to $90. Here's the trade. Based on Chris, I would sell this at 1,000. If you get to 1,000, sell your NVDL. And the reason I would sell is because this happened last time. And we'll go back to let's go back to the 4 hour because I'll show you the last few earnings here on the screen. And I may need to go full screen on this one. I will go full screen on this one. Um, and you know what? We'll go back to a daily. A daily is going to show you a good one. Because the daily right now, if you look at I think it was no, it was this earnings. So this was right here on this earnings in August of last year. We had an incredible beat, an incredible beat. If we go down and we look at August 24th right here, it was a miss by 59% and blah, blah, blah. But the forecast was really, really good on this one. So this particular one, it traded up to 500. It wound up opening at like 502, but consistently traded down for the next time. And I think that's the earnings that I think this one's going to take after. Because if you look into this earnings, that was up. Into this earnings, we're up. It doesn't mean that others haven't done this, but if you look, just this earnings was the big expectation, and I think that's the similar one. So I would probably be taking profits at $1,000. That's just me. I probably would be doing that. We're at 992 right now. I mean, it's hanging out there at 990. But it's 10 for one under $100. I think you're right, Joe. It brings in retail investors and more options plays. And again, a 10 for one stock split means absolutely nothing in these days of fractional shares, but the psychology of it is huge, huge. To quote Donald Trump, it's huge, huge, bigly, bigly. I think it's bigly. um, that's big. Earnings per share will take a hit on that with so many shares being created. Yeah, I think 1,000. I think it hits 1,000. It's at 988 right now. It's kind of putting in that 992, 1,000 level. Um, I mean, hey, if you had my A plus setup strategy, here we go. Look at that. So in just what 1 hour, you're up 5%. It's a pretty good day. But I think 1,000 is the I think that's the I hate owning it too. And I hate owning fractional shares because when you go to sell after hours, you're not allowed to sell fractional shares after hours. So you always have to do it separately. Now, let me see. Let's see. Do, 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 do. Kudos to anybody that took the trade under 950 today. I did not, and the only reason I didn't, I figured out how much I actually own. Let me see. I've got I've got one lot with the average price at 388, and I've got another lot with the average price at 692. So, and SMCI, I mean, what's SMCI running at? Let's see. SMCI is, oh, it's getting killed. SMCI popped and then now it's getting beaten up. Reality setting in now. You're trading down. Okay. Let me go run. I got to do some stuff. Uh, Congratulations. I do think the trade is $1,000, Chris. I think that's it. I don't know that it'll make it back up there. It's going to take the phone call, but I don't think you're in danger of giving up profits on the actual Nvidia. It's part of if you played the NVDL, I would probably sell it just because of that what I showed you, what that was. So kudos.